Scotland to develop a circular economy.
My name's Margaret Doran, and this is the third year that I've been teaching beginners at the Stirling School of English. And in the previous 2 years, I have used a different book each year. The first book was a textbook. The second year, I used a structured book. And the third year, I'm using a structured book. But the difference is that this third year, every student has a workbook. And there are extensive teachers' notes, and there has been training in the use of the book. So I'm very pleased with this last year because it has lots of advantages for the student as well as for myself as the tutor. Another advantage is that every student has an app on their phone so that they can practice at home the various things that we learn through these very structured lessons and approach to literacy. It's very clear that the materials have been written by experienced ESOL teachers, Diane Gardner and John Casey, and I'm aware that it has been tested within Scotland and the UK and beyond. So, my class, I have 11 to 15 beginner students in my class. Age ranges from 16 to 72. Each individual unique in their learning and their learning style in terms of reading, the writing, talking and listening abilities. And they are all beginners. There is another class which takes pre-beginners and they also use the book. But the students come from Afghanistan, Ukraine, Sudan, Syria, Brazil, Vietnam, and through paired and group work, individual, paired, group work, they are really getting to know each other by now. We are 6 weeks into the course. And we differentiate, and the assistant tutor and myself, we rearrange the pairings each week or the groupings each week so that they get to know each other. And we find that quite an advantage in doing that. We have clear outcomes set out in the teacher's book, the tutor's book, and those are really helpful in focusing on what it is that we're trying to achieve. So this morning, just before the October break, I've been able to carry out an assessment with them of the work that they've done so far, and an example of checking to see that the outcomes are being achieved. We realised this morning that they can read the words, the sentences, and they can write the sentences. But when you ask them to spell, then we can see that a lot of the words they've learned so far will need more repetition, reinforcement, consolidation after the October break. The advantages for the students would be that they have a book to write in, and it's just amazing this year the difference that has made, that they've got a structured literacy programme that the students can write in, and the workbook is well structured in terms of repetition, reinforcement and consolidation, and then they've got the app to use at home to reinforce what they've been learning in the class. So I'm very pleased with the progress that we've got this year. Towards the end of last year, we had 2 students from Afghanistan who had difficulty fitting in partway through the course. So they're starting again this year with me, and what a difference the book has made to them. They're writing sentences, question sentences, grammatical structure is good, and I'm very pleased with their progress. The advantage for me is that as a tutor is that I can look at the student books and the progress is recorded very clearly and very detailed. So I'm happy with the fact that the tutor handbook spells out the learning outcomes expected from each lesson, the tutor activities, and various teaching tips as well, which are really helpful. In conclusion, just being a few weeks into the course, so far I regard it as an excellent resource for the student and for the tutors, and we're pleased with the progress that the students are making so far in terms of this balance across reading, writing, talking and listening.